Welcome you all to dieselship.com. This series of educational videos is presented to you by Sriram. And this video is especially produced by Dieselship Academy. In this video, we're going to have 5 simple questions on auxiliary boiler basics. So, these 5 questions will have multiple choices, usually 4, out of which one will be the right answer, which you can jot down in a paper and compare with the answers at the end of the quiz. Let's go to the first question. Which of the following facts mentioned below is correct? There will be 4 options displayed. You got to I advise you, like, you can take a paper and note down the answers and mark the right one so that you can compare and then grade yourself at the end. So the first choice is a dry steam is generated in the economizer. The second choice, wet steam is desirable for the turbine operation. Choice C, the superheated steam is invisible to human eye. Choice number 4, the wet steam is invisible to human eye. So which of the following facts mentioned below is correct? Out of these 4, one of the facts is right. So just jot it down on the paper and we'll proceed to the next question. What is a safety valve blowdown? So the first choice is the opening pressure of the safety valve, the closing pressure of the safety valve, or it's the difference between the set pressure and the pressure at which the valve closes. Or the final choice is the difference between the 2 safety valves set pressure. So what is a safety valve blowdown? Select one out of 4 choices which is displayed here and note it down, and let's proceed to the next question. What's the ideal position to have a downcomer? So, what's the ideal position to have a downcomer? Choice number 1, inside the boiler shell and the furnace. Choice 2, in between the tubes and the refractory. Choice 3, outside the boiler shell and the furnace. And the final choice, from the economizer bottom and the boiler steam drum top section. Which of these choices is right? So the next question. In a composite smoke tube boiler, the oil fired section has more tube than the exhaust gas section, or the exhaust gas section has more tubes than the oil fired section, or choice 3, both oil fired and exhaust gas section have the same number of tubes, and the final choice, exhaust gas section has half the number of tubes in oil fired section. Which of these is the right choice? Note it down. And the final question, it's not on marine boilers, but I felt like it's an interesting thing to know on the temperature scale, and the question is there any temperature where the Celsius is equal to Fahrenheit? And the choices are none, there is no such temperature existing, or the choice 2, it's 10 degrees, choice 3, minus 22 degrees, and choice 4, minus 40 degrees. To understand this question better, is there any temperature where Celsius is equal to Fahrenheit? So, is 10 degrees Celsius is equal to 10 degrees Fahrenheit? That's the meaning of this question. So out of this 4 choice, one of them is right. So think and answer this question. Alright, so that's the end of 5th question, and we are going to see the answers for all these questions. And here's the answer for the first question. You can compare the answer which you have marked. Which of the following facts mentioned below is correct? And the correct answer is superheated steam is invisible to human eye. That's the right answer. You can never see the superheated steam in human eye, with the human eye, To see that, the superheated steam has to convert itself as dry and then wet steam, then only it's visible to visible to the human eye. And the other choice is dry steam is not generated at the economizer. Economizer is always flooded with water, and probably wet steam to a minimal extent. And the wet steam is not a desirable one for turbine operation. It's superheated steam which is desirable. And the other choice, wet steam, is invisible to human eye. No, that's wrong. Wet steam is obviously visible to human eye. So the right choice is superheated steam is invisible to human eye. So the answer for the next question, what is a safety valve blowdown? A safety valve blowdown is the difference between the set pressure and the pressure at which the valve closes. So we all know the safety valve is set at 3% above the working pressure and seats back at 5% below the working pressure. So the difference between the pressure at which the valve lifts and the pressure at which the valve seats is the safety valve blowdown. And the next question, and the answer for that is, what is the ideal position to have the downcomers? And the answer is outside the boiler shell and the furnace. In my last video we have seen the reason for that. When we keep the downcomers outside the boiler shell and furnace, it's not heated up to the same extent as in generating tubes, so that the natural circulation of boiler water is maintained. So please watch that video to understand this concept better. And the answer for the next question, in a composite smoke tube boiler we always have exhaust gas section having more tubes than the oil fired section. So the right answer is choice 2. The reason is the maximum exhaust gas temperature out from the main engine is usually 430 or 450 degrees Celsius depending on the engine design, and then this heat energy is converted and utilized very well in the turbocharger so that the temperature drops maybe some 300 or something, and this enters the exhaust gas section. So the heat exchange or the temperature gradient is from 300 to 180 or 190. So the amount of heat available in the exhaust gas is very less when compared to the oil fired section, where the combustion temperature reaches more than 1000 degrees Celsius. So the choice 2 is the right answer. And the final interesting question, is there any temperature where Celsius is equal to Fahrenheit? And the answer is minus 40 degrees. You can Google it or you can use the formula and then check it out. It's minus 40 degrees. So minus 40 degrees Celsius is equal to minus 40 degree Fahrenheit. So thank you all for watching this video. For more videos, log on to dieselship.com.